boxing. Man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, let's get to like a quick boxing rundown. Know you guys, I wasn't going to forget the boxing guys out there, so I'm going to end off with 2 boxing videos for the night. Unless something jump in between these 2 boxing videos, just drop one about Chocolito, Strada, Rigondeaux, Donaire, and a few other guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. All right, we're going to talk about Gabriel Flores signing a managerial pact with J.Prince and how that makes history for J.Prince. Also going to talk about Dana White, basically, you know, calling Bob Arum a dickhead for talking shit and then doing shitty numbers on ESPN. And we're going to talk a little bit about Hooker and Prograis. So let's get into about Bob Arum and Dana White. Since Dana White has had his cards on ESPN 8 and 9, I guess it's ESPN at 8, ESPN at 9 p.m., he's eclipsed a million views with the majority of his cards so far, 1.1 million, and he did 1 million plus in another card. And Bob Arum, 2 cards combined, haven't done 1 million. All right, they barely have done 500,000. His Shakur Stevenson card peaked at, I think, 397,000. And then his Diego Maradona card did 311,000. And Dana White called Bob Arum a dickhead. And Bob Arum was talking junk about how Dana White was actually trying to come back in the midst of a pandemic and trying to do fights on Treasure Island and stuff of that nature. And basically he said that, was it Cornhole? Is damn near doing better viewerships than Bob Arum. And to be honest, during the pandemic, 1 million is better than what Bob Arum doing, but 1 million ain't shit. If you got 350 plus million Americans that's supposed to be sitting at home and they ain't, and you only can get 1 million, that's terrible. On regular network television, ESPN isn't doing something right. I don't know what other people doing. Is it Netflix? Is it Hulu? Dave Chappelle new comedy special 846 is only 27 minutes long. So, you know, back in the heyday of HBO, you know, they routinely did anywhere between like 5 to 10 million on Boxing After Dark routinely. And now these dudes are celebrating doing 1 million on regular TV, which ESPN should damn near have unlimited viewership. Well, Fox actually has unlimited viewership because they are regular TV. So to celebrate just doing 1 million during the pandemic when nobody else got nothing to do, so they finding something else to do rather than watch live sports, and that's terrible. If the NBA come back on, shit, they probably gonna break all types of records. People gonna stay at home and watch it. So combat sports is having an issue with really attacking the youth and finding a nice audience and fan base. So, like I said before, man, 1 million ain't nothing to write home about with everybody at the crib. Now, what if the world was completely open? Then those cars probably wouldn't even do 500,000. Bob Arum would probably be happy if he reached 100,000. But right now, you know, for Top Rank, you know, it's a little bit different than it is for UFC. Dana White say jump, you got to jump. And you got to move your feet or you ain't going to eat at UFC. So the difference with Dana White is Dana White don't have to pay nothing. He didn't pay nothing before the pandemic and he ain't paying shit during the pandemic. He don't have to pay anything to his fighters. Bob Arum fighters got a minimum. Name me a fighter on UFC who got a minimum regular TV or pay-per-view of 3.5 million like Terrence Crawford, who got like a $10 million minimum like Tyson Fury. Boxing numbers is a lot different from UFC. They paying their people minimum wage compared to what boxers getting. So Bob Arum got to come back in a totally different type of way. If you ain't been doing jumping jack sit-ups, you ain't been sparring, Dana White don't care. When he call, you better be able to fight. If you don't fight, he gonna strip you, or he gonna get the opportunity to the next person, and that's just the way it is. Bob Arum is not gonna sacrifice his fighters like that because it's not a monopoly, or it's not close to the monopoly. He got competition, so he sacrificed one of his fighters. Then that opened the door for Al Heyman PBC or The Zone or Golden Boy or Eddie Hearn Matchroom or Queensberry Promotions, whoever the hell out there. Even though he worked with Queensberry Promotions now. You know, so it's different than UFC. So Dana White comparing apples to bananas. Fuck apples to oranges. But he won't tell you the complete and entire story. He couldn't survive in boxing. Because if he tried to pay fighters the way he pay them, ain't nobody going to sign to him. Unless they already under a contract and he take over a company. So, you know, Not defending what Bob Arum doing, but Bob Arum got a tougher task. You know what I'm saying? He got to protect assets. Dana White can give up assets in the pandemic and create another star because he don't have no. I mean, fight one. What is it called? And Bellator, they not fucking with him right now. You know, if Bob Arum sacrificed one of his stars in a tough fight, then shit, that's another one for the away team. But let's talk a little bit about Regis Prograis, right? He out here crying and saying that Hooker don't want to fight. In my opinion, I'm gonna keep speaking on this. I don't think Regis Prograis want to fight. What's the difference between fighting at 144 and 147? Or they gotta pay me extra to fight a pound. Like I said, I like the kid, like the way he fight, all that good shit. He's starting to think he's bigger than what he is. You know what I'm saying? You're not a big star. You lost to Josh Taylor. The World Boxing Super Series, it gave you a little bit of a platform. I'm not gonna lie. You know, people started to see who you were. I seen you get it out the mud and get it out the gutter. I know your story. But what's the point of not going up to 47? Because you're not going to get a shot at none of the titles, you know, unless you're going to get a regular title. Because Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor, they're moving up to 47 to take on Terrence Crawford. He was just calling on Crawford not long ago. So maybe Josh Taylor showed him that he wasn't big enough or strong enough for 47. Josh Taylor could just be a truly special fighter, and I think that could be the case. You know what I'm saying? But, if you really want to fight Hooker, you should be able to whoop his ass at 40 or whoop him at 147 and make the fight happen. You shouldn't be asking for extra money to go up a pound. You know what I'm saying? What's the problem fighting him at 47? What's 3 pounds? Nothing. Now, I get it if he feel like he want to go back down and like fight a Mikey Garcia, and he don't feel like if he fight at 47, he'll be able to squeeze back down. I get it, so we move on. This ain't the greatest fight that ever lived. It ain't like we missing Foreman Ali too or no shit like that. So, but he sounded like a prima donna. You know, he sounded like he getting a big head, like he's some type of superstar. And I feel that he'd beat Hooker. You know what I'm saying? And I always kept him 100 on that tip. I always felt like he'd give him that time business, man. Shout out to Oakland, man. But my bad to restart. But like I said before, man, I feel like he'll beat Hooker. He should be able to destroy Hooker at 47 to 40, 45, 44. But if it's the simple fact that he don't feel comfortable at 47, or he don't feel comfortable he can make 47, he want to go back down to 40 to compete, cheers. It makes no difference. Nobody cares in boxing what Prograis do or don't do. It just doesn't matter at this point. If Mikey go down to fight him, cute. That's a good fight. If he fight Barrios or Easter, that's good fights. But it's not going to make or break nobody Saturday night. Hooker was a nice fight. It was a rivalry fight. They both coming off L's. To eventually the two fighters that's probably going to fight for undisputed. As long as Ramirez get past Postal, that's going to be sometime in August. And then, hopefully Josh and Ramirez fight. So we get that fight. But, if his old thing is that I'm chasing Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez winner, then I think that's idiotic because they go back to 40. They go into 47. He could have a Crawford fight right now if he really wanted it. But I understand he coming off a loss. He want to build up. Hooker be a great fight. I think they should fight at 47 and get Hooker what he want. He might as well just prep for 47 and try to catch, Ramirez or Hooker. But if he feel comfortable at 40 after getting bullied by Josh Taylor for a few rounds, I get it. But end it off, Gabriel Flores, and they shooting these fireworks. I can't stand this shit. But Gabriel Flores has signed with J.Prince. This is J.Prince, first Mexican fighter in his managerial career as a fighter. As he's managing fighters. He had Floyd Mayweather Jr. People remember some of those infamous stories on how he used to bully Floyd Mayweather Jr. He had Bermane Stavern. He's had Joshua Greer. He has Tony Yoka. So he has quite a few fighters. Shakir Stevenson. So Gabriel Flores Jr. is probably going to be one of the top fighters at top rank. He out of Stockton, California. So he going to be a top guy. He says that basically J.Prince will be able to knock some doors down for him and pave his way to superstardom. So he going to trust J.Prince. Usually, and it's a little bit different from Southern California. Usually, if he was from Southern California, they don't really like black people. So that would have surprised me. So I think Stockton is more closer than Northern California, I believe, or it's right in the middle. So I think, it makes sense. Most of those Mexicans and brothers get along well. J.Prince has been doing his thing. He always has a business mindset on how to be, how to financially stack your paper up, how to be financially literate, and how to, invest your money in this business. And, I'm saying it's a good thing. Him and Ward has done some great things. He's managed Ward, and he's managed a lot of different fighters, man. He has great rapport with Crawford. Him and Crawford play ping pong. So, Top Rank is really kind of using J.Prince, it seemed like, as their unofficial Cameron Duncan. Cameron Duncan was like Al Heyman over there. He managed a lot of their fighters, and he peeled off and he became a promoter. And he has Jerron Ennis, and he can't get Jerron Ennis in the door. So he's going to sign a co-promotional deal with him. But shout out to Gabriel Flores Jr. I definitely think he's a future star. He pulling big crowds up to Stockton. He got the talent. He getting better and better. And people forget he came in the game as a teenager as well. So he's still getting his man strength. When they talk about prospects as far as Daniel Du Bois, obviously Devin and Shakur ain't prospects, but you're talking about Ryan, obviously T.O. Knott, Ryan, and Colbert, and some of these other dudes, and Gary Anton Russell, and Richardson Hitchens, and Trevell Mazion with Top Rank, and Rashidi Ellis. Gabriel Flores' name get forgotten because lightweight ain't really been a prominent division in quite some time, but I think he is one of the top shining stars. He come with a built-in fan base. You know what I'm saying? I think, bare minimum, he'd be Jose Ramirez, but I think he got more skills than Jose Ramirez, but we'll see. But hey, I appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Let me know what you guys think. I ain't forget about the boxing people. Want to make a donation, share the video, but Cash App, PayPal, description. Appreciate the love, support. Keep sharing the videos. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We on all social media. So if you need to reach out for a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, or just want to chop it up, all my links there. One time for the one time, Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget, check on the channel out, Marty City Sports Talk. Detroit Talk, or just to support, go check it out. We gone.